Breaking news that hits every NBA fan in the heart. Gregg Popovich, one of the best coaches in the league history, is officially stepping down as head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. After nearly 3 decades on the sidelines, after 5 NBA championships and a Hall of Fame career, Pop is passing the torch and entering a new role. And honestly, this feels like the end of an era, not just for the Spurs, but for the entire NBA. The team confirmed yesterday that Popovich will now serve as the Spurs' full-time president of basketball operations, no longer the head coach. This move comes months after Pop suffered a mild stroke in November. He's been recovering steadily, even visiting the facility and being around players, but the physical demands of coaching, at 76 years old, it's finally caught up with him. In his own words, Pop said, "While my love and passion for the game remain, I've decided it's time to step away as head coach." That quote hits hard. It's rare to see someone walk away with that level of grace, humility, and honesty. It's classic Pop. Let's talk about legacy. Gregg Popovich wasn't just a great coach. He redefined what NBA coaching looks like. He took over in 1996 by firing the previous coach himself, and in a twist of fate, his team landed Tim Duncan in the draft that same year. What followed was a dynasty that never relied on hype, but always delivered results. 5 NBA championships, 1,422 regular season wins, 3-time NBA Coach of the Year, 22 straight playoff appearances, and countless players who credit him for shaping their careers and their lives. Pop turned the Spurs into a global brand, not by chasing stars, but by developing them. From Tony Parker to Kawhi Leonard, and now Victor Wembanyama, Pop made sure the system came before the spotlight. And here's the thing that separates Pop from the rest: culture. He didn't care about being flashy, he cared about doing things the right way. He expected excellence, but he also expected humanity. Players talk about how Pop would spend more time checking in on their families and well-being than drawing up plays. He gave Becky Hammon her first NBA coaching opportunity. He stood for equality, education, and always changed the status quo. Even off the court, Pop was one of the most respected voices in sports because he led with authenticity. This wasn't just a basketball team, it was a family, and Pop was the one who built it. Now the big question, who replaces a legend? The answer is Mitch Johnson, someone who's quietly been groomed for this exact moment. Mitch took over mid-season when Pop was sidelined and led the team to a 31-45 record. Not flashy, but this was always about development. He's been with the organization since 2016. He played college ball at Stanford, had a stint in the G League, and then began coaching with the Spurs G League affiliate before moving up the ladder. The front office, including R.C. Buford and GM Brian Wright, have believed in Mitch for years. He's young, intelligent, and most importantly, Spurs through and through. In his statement, Mitch said, "I promise to give this responsibility everything I have to make Spurs fans proud. You can't ask for more than that." So what happens now? With Victor Wembanyama emerging as a generational talent, the timing of this change is massive. Many thought Popovich would be the one to mentor Wemby into superstardom, and while he won't be coaching him directly anymore, don't be fooled. Pop is still in the building, still influencing every decision, still mentoring behind the scenes. This could actually be perfectly timed. Pop establishes the culture, helps select his successor, and hands the keys to someone ready to build something new, around a player who could be the face of the league in 5 years. For Spurs fans, this is emotional, but it's also exciting. This is the start of a new chapter, with roots planted deeply in one of the greatest legacies the sports has ever seen. We may never see another coach quite like Gregg Popovich, not just because of wins, but because of the way he won, the way he inspired, the way he taught, and the way he cared about the game, about his players, and about the world around him. He changed the NBA. So thank you, Pop, for the lessons, for the honesty, for the championships, and for showing us that leadership is about more than X's and O's. You've earned this transition, and basketball will never forget what you gave it. What's your favorite Gregg Popovich moment, and how do you feel about Mitch Johnson stepping in? Let me know in the comments. And if you love NBA history, big stories like this, and deep basketball breakdowns, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and here's to the next chapter of Spurs basketball.